Greetings, I'm Mark with Unlimited Story, unlimited-story.com, a channel dedicated to writing, world building, marketing, and most importantly, getting things done. If you wish to support this channel and the things that I do, hey, just check out Unlimited Story on Kindle or Kindle Vella. I have links in the description. You can just go on a little reading spree or whatever. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing House of Sol, Part 0, The Book of Ever by Jacob Veritas. It is the 1960s. College freshman Ever Calavero is forced to pledge the secretive Sol Alpha Fraternity at his dead father's alma mater. Can he overcome their magical tests and gain mastery of his psychic powers? This is the official prequel to the House of Sol Alpha book series, which are available on Kindle and Paperback. Join Ever Calavero's mind-mending, not mind-bending, adventures from before he joined the High Council of Sol Alpha. This is college fantasy, psychic powers, urban fantasy, mystery, murder, fraternities and sororities, secret societies. And over here we have who I'm assuming is Ever, looking pretty fly with his lightning, and I'm assuming those are his psychic powers. So let's get into it. I have just finished reading House of Sol Alpha, Part 0, The Book of Ever, and I'm going to say right out of the gate, I got exactly what I figured out of this. So based on the description, based on the imagery, based on all that, you know, the tags and so on, I was like, I think I know what I'm getting into, and I got exactly that. So what actually happened in this story? So this young kid, Ever, is on a jet. He's flying. You know, he's living the great life. And so first off, I'm going to say, I hate this character. I hate people who are entitled, and I hate people who think highly of themselves. And this guy definitely has both. Now, I'm sure this character is going to go through some type of arc where he's not just a piece of garbage. But maybe not, because what I've seen from the other characters, they all just think that they are incredible. So anyway, let's get back on track. Episode 1, he's on a jet. Some dude like teleports in and basically kills him. I mean, he does the classic like bad guy, I'm gonna kill you, but I'm not gonna watch, and I'm just gonna leave, and I'll just assume you're dead, which, I hate when that happens. In fact, I legitimately do everything in my power to make sure I would never write that. But I mean, hey, more power to you, that's fine. So this bad guy called Masked Man kills his dad, and then kills Ever. You know, he's in a jet, so they're like assuming it's going to crash and he's going to die or whatever. All right, so he gets, Ever gets beat up. End of episode 1, Episode 2, the Masked Man, teleports to his, the dude's called his benefactor, so I'm just going to say that basically the Masked Man is Darth Vader and the benefactor is Palpatine. So they're just, they're chilling, they're doing like some evil grimacing and such. And the Masked Man's like, yep, killed him. And then the benefactor's like, did you really kill him? And he's like, well, I think I did. And then he just goes off and says, well, don't worry, we're going to kill him later. And I'm just like, but yeah. So to me, that's a huge plot issue. I'm just throwing that out there. So anyway, then there are these 3 triplets, these little kids in a cage. And they try to get them to kill each other, like Joker style. They give them all knives, and they don't do it. So basically, they kill them and then wring them out like a towel kind of thing. It's pretty nasty. And they're like, yeah, this will sustain us for a while. So I'm assuming they're like now vampires and they drink blood. So that was episode number 2. And then moving on to 3, there's this council. This is like the Jedi Council of sorts. So it's a fraternity or something. There's like presidents. They don't really go into the hierarchy too much. But there's a lot of people with glowing eyes, or they make their eyes glow when they use their powers. So these powers, which have yet to be fully explained, they appear to be teleporting, telekinesis. There's also these powers that are like founding powers. They don't really go into that, but apparently those are pretty important. So whatever the case, they're talking about it, and then Ever just basically pops in. He's like, hey, I broke my arm, I think. Where am I? So there's a little bit of explanation and so on, and that's kind of it. I guess they wipe his mind too, but they're like, yeah, we don't want you to remember this. So off you go. So these sections are very short, and there's a lot left to be explained. And because of the way this is set up, I'm pretty sure these chapters, which there's only 3, so I've read the whole thing, are supposed to be like your warm up to getting into the books, which is a great idea. Like, I'm sure lots of authors are doing it. And technically, I'm doing kind of something similar. You fill in some information, be like, yo, I also have other books with similar titles. Check them out. This is connected to that. Great move. So a few things that I'm just kind of are throwing me for a loop are just the understanding of the powers, what these founding powers are, because they seem to be really important. There's also a little bit of an issue because, okay, so his dad was killed. Okay, and his dad had this founding power. Now, I guess because dad's dead, the son, Ever, has a founding power too. Not really sure how that works. If that was the case, they really wanted to make sure Ever died, they should have just killed him first and then went for the dad. But maybe then his son's power would have been given to the dad and they couldn't have killed him. I don't really know. So there's just a lot happening, but I gotta say, this is exactly what I expected. I was like, this is gonna be some just, hey, this is what's happening. There's not going to be a lot of like, let's explain what color of sky we're looking at today or what type of jet, Those are details that are very into the world building. This is very, very focused on, hey, these characters are doing stuff. And one thing that I really, really enjoyed, there's obviously some Hispanic influence in this. And they do a lot of, I don't want to say a lot, but they throw in some Spanish words to give it some nice flavor. One thing I would really like to see is more of the 1960s style stuff making an appearance. Because if that is like your setting, definitely let me know. Because right now, I just visioned it at in its current time. Dude's in a private jet. There's nothing like, no one's riding around with like older cars. There's no reference to that. I would have liked to see a bunch of people smoking. That would have really, that always tells me like, oh, this was made before the 90s. So, all right. So that is a wrap for House of Sol Alpha, Part 0, Book of Ever. If you like this kind of stuff, consider subscribing or at least watching another one of my videos that YouTube recommends. If you would like to have your story reviewed, which a lot of people who watch these videos apparently do, information is basically in the description. Go to my website. Hit me up on Discord, and I will get you taken care of. Peace.